Okay, so let's take a look at future President Kamala Harris and see what's going on for her. Let's see. We'll program the Emperor for Joe Biden for right now. Well, the Emperor, the Empress, and the Star are all flipped out, so maybe that's a good sign. Woman leader future. And the Strength and the Magician, too. Okay. They're talking already, so let's see. Let's see. There's Joe Biden. As I said, we'll program him for the Emperor. He's in House World, which means completion. He said he wanted one term, and there it is. So we have the High Priestess, the Hermit, the Tower, the Magician, the Devil, the World, the Hierophant, the Death card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, the Judgment, the Moon, the Strength, the Lovers, the Empress, the Star, Chariot, Hangman, Justice, Temperance. Okay, so let's see if I can focus that. Maybe that helps, maybe that doesn't. Okay, well, anyway. So we start with the High Priestess, the Hermit, the Tower, the Magician, the Devil. There are agendas here that are shaking the foundation of everything. This is completely manipulative, though, and we've already solved that, but there's more of it. So I don't know if she's going to pick her VP or they're going to do it for her, but there's a whole bunch of manipulation going on up here. A whole bunch, because the Devil is in House Hierophant. Hierophant is the government. The Magician is in House Emperor. Whoever the leaders are, they're being very manipulative. High Priestess is in House Magician, so this is secret manipulation. And then the Hermit is in House High Priestess, which means this is backdoor stuff. This is dark room type of business. The Tower is in House Empress. This is the shaking of the foundation of whatever it was that they were trying to bring to pass. So, whoever these leaders are, they did all this. This was not Joe Biden having a revelation. This is complete manipulation of behind-the-scenes type stuff right there. And it's still going forward. This is going to continue, so keep that in mind. The World, the Hierophant, the Death, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Fool. There is a, it's like a big picture for their plans are coming to pass here. Whatever they were doing here is coming to pass here. They have a new agenda, a new start. And it's going to work, I will say. Whatever they're planning up here with the Hermit and House High Priestess, these little secret meetings, these burner phone meetings, has good luck. If the will or the world, Those two words are messing me up now. The World card and the Hierophant. The big picture for the government changes in their favor. There's your good luck and beginning new start. The Wheel of Fortune, the House of Luck, has the Fool in it. So it's like they fell ass backwards into everything that they wanted. So everything that they wanted is working out in their favor. It's manipulative, but it's working in their favor. Now, here is the thing about the manipulative part, because I don't want to categorize it as evil, but I am going to categorize it as not fair. And the reason I'm not going to say it's evil is because it still is for their team. It's not as though they had a Republican sabotaging almost said Donald Biden, Joe Biden. They did it, but it works in their favor. So, whatever. So she is in the midst of all of this right now. This works in her favor, it works in their favor. Judgment, the moon, the strength, the lovers, the empress. So her relationships are going to change dramatically, but they're going to yield a lot of results. This has something to do with the manipulation in the government. The empress, which is the foundation that they shook up here, Tower and House Empress. The empress is abundance. It's in House Devil, abundance of manipulation. Where? In the government. The government is in House Chariot. That's teamwork. So all the people around her are going to be put into place by this manipulative body. So she's going to be the figurehead. They are going to put the machine behind her. All of this stuff is being manipulated. Because it's like we have to win this. Because she has, believe it, like it, love it, hate it, or leave it, she has the Hillary appeal. Some people just do not like her at all. Now, there are some people who absolutely think she is the best for the job because she is intelligent. She's smart. Smart is capable. So, do I support? Yes, I do. I happen to like her, but again, that's me. I liked Hillary too, but again, that's me. But she is also very corporate democratish, and she is not a lot of people's cup of tea, because again, she has the Hillary appeal. And so they are making sure, whoever these people are, that she comes across differently. They're manipulating whatever it is behind the scene. You have the Judgment, which is something repeating, something in the past. It's also in House Justice. Justice would be Libra as well. So there's like a bunch of things that they are trying to put the scales of balance on. They want her image to be softer, or they want her image to be more appealing. They want her image to be more this, or whatever the case that they're trying to do with her image. Because Moon, Judgment and Moon, this means that we have a lot of stuff to clear up and clear out. Because the Trump campaign was fighting Joe Biden. And now they have to switch course and go after her, which means that the Democrats need to go on a different kind of message campaign, because they now have to protect her image while trying to build it up at the same time. Because she was the AG of California, which means she has a history somewhere. Not to mention in Congress. So she has a history. The death or strength in House Death, there's a lot of changes coming to trying to make her appeal to female voters. She has to be one of them, and then she also has to appeal to people of color and all of that type of stuff too. She's Indian and Jamaican, I believe, and so there's that. Also, speaking of which, the Empress is birth. It's in House Death or House Devil, which means this is, I won't say demonic, but I'm going to say demonic. Not demonic birth, but demonic birthers, because they're doing that now, of course. Because she's Indian and Jamaican. She was not born in this country. She can't be president. So they're doing that thing too. So that's another reason why you have to protect the image and build it up at the same time. So this is why the manipulation machine is going so hardcore press, because she's fighting against a whole bunch of stuff, not just from Republicans, but from Democrats too. Progressives are not her best friend, and Republicans are surely not. And so she has to bring all of that together. The Hierophant in-house Chariot is bringing things together, and so they have to bring all that together so that she has the power. So we'll see on that one. The Star, the Chariot, the Hangman, the Justice, the Temperance. She eventually has some sort of messaging here where she mends fences. So you have the Star, which is futuristic, the Chariot, which is togetherness, the Hangman, which is perspective change, Justice is balance, Temperance is balance too. Mending fences. So there's a lot of people upset, rightfully so, that Joe Biden was pushed out by his own party. Nothing against Kamala, but that was crappy the way you did Joe because of one debate performance. That's it. That's the reason you, okay. Yes, he's old, but again, mathematics works. It worked 4 years ago. You knew how old he would be today. Guess what? If you do your mathematics, you'll know how old he'll be in 8 years. Donald Trump ain't but 5 seconds younger than he is. Donald Trump is too old was trending on Twitter too. So now they're throwing it at him because now he's older than Kamala. So manipulation though, and they're going to try to mend the fences. Now, this I'm calling manipulation is dirty. I think it's dirty, but they believe it's best for strategy. Because they have a lot of good luck. Fool is in House Wheel of Fortune. In House Fool is the Sun. And House Sun is the Justice. So it's like they have a lot going for them, especially the Libra woman, especially the lawyer Libra woman. So there is a lot of positivity going for them right now. They have a lot of luck and a lot of money that is about to be poured in because the donors didn't want to donate to Joe Biden, the Abigail Disneys of the world, and so there's that. Now, let's see, Temperance. Where's the Temperance? Temperance, Lovers. So there's your voters, the people that she needs to appeal to. In House Lovers is the world. This is your audience as well. So this is a worldwide thing. This is not just the Americans. This is everybody, because President of the United States is damn near President of the world. And so she has to appeal not just to us, but to the allies as well, because they put a part of their future in the president's hands, whoever it is, and vice versa. So in House World is the Emperor. The Emperor would be the leader. In House Emperor is the Magician. This is a person of talent, skills, and powers, and manipulations as well. And Magician is House High Priestess. So there is your... Now, there is... The work she did as VP was... This is probably why all of this happened this way. Was perfect. Because VPs usually do not do all that she did. There's on Twitter, there's a list of her accomplishments. It's 2 pages long, mind you. The list of all the stuff she did as VP. She got to meet world leaders. She got to go here, do that, do this, do that, talk to this person, talk to that person. She's earning stripes. And so there's a lot of knowledge that she holds for that position that she knows that nobody else does that was in that position. In House High Priestess is the Hermit. So this is the isolation and the searching. The wandering, the finding the answers type thing, the bird's eye view. In House Hermit is the Wheel of Fortune. And in House Wheel of Fortune is the Fool. So they got a lot of luck. Okay. So, High Priestess, the World Judgment Star, there's a position that is secured for her. This is not Emperor, and it's not Empress. Because the Pope is the Hierophant, the Popess is the High Priestess. That's a position. Okay, I get it. The Pope and the Popess are not voted upon by the populace. So this position is appointed by the internal workings. So these people, whoever the manipulative hands are going to appoint her, if you will, because her position is very secure. They're not going to put anybody against her. They're not going to. Gavin Newsom cannot be her VP because of the 12th Amendment. So they are going to hand pick and hand sew her candidacy. Doesn't mean they get to manipulate her as she's president, but them putting her in place is complete manipulation. Now, for me, fine, go for it. Because we can't live through another 4 years of Donald Trump. But to me, this is still kind of grimy because it just is. But there is going to be some complete manipulation on putting her in place. I think, personally, again, she doesn't, Donald Trump doesn't need more votes, she needs less. But I think she is a shoo-in. I said the same thing when it came to Joe Biden. I don't think Donald Trump had a chance. This was something orchestrated. Joe Biden was a better candidate, but he was also, I think, going to be there anyway, no matter what. He ran against Democrats barely, and I think the same will happen here. Appointment. Secured future. Stars in House Tower, which means the future, I don't think it's not stable. So they may support her now, but I don't know about later. I do not know about later. They may try to big somebody else up for the next go around to try to maybe one term her, because the future is not stable. This is future, and it's in House Tower. Tower's in House Empress, which is abundance, and then Empress is in House Devil. Devil is in House Hierophant. Hierophant is in House Chariot. Chariot is in House Star. So it's like the future collaborations or the future work is being manipulated within the government, and it's not stable. This is the Democrats we're talking about here. The Hermit, the Hierophant, the Moon, and the Chariot. Yeah, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on. Whoever this is, they're going to pick her VP. You'll know very soon. Well, yeah, I guess the thing is next month or this month. July is over already. But you'll know very soon. This is the person she's working with within the government. It's unknown right now, but they are searching. They have candidates. They're narrowing it down. Revelation of the Tower, Death, the Strength, and the Hangman. There is a bunch of upheaval changes that are interesting. Death and House Strength, Strength and House Death. I said this in her reading on Sunday. She has a lot of changes coming, both good and bad. But the changes are not happening to her. They're happening around her. And she has to navigate within it. Like one of those changes is the Joe Biden dropping out, even though that's not to her, it affects her because she's the VP. Now, he's not quitting his job, he's still president. But if he doesn't make it to November for whatever reason, then she is president. And then she's not just president, but she's the incumbent. And that means you now have to try to unseat her, and that's not going to happen. You have to be a Donald Trump type candidate to be a one-termer, really. Constitutional scholars are debating whether Obama can be the VP. He cannot, but they're actually debating that because something is still a teensy bit unclear about it. And mind you, Joe Biden can be the VP at this point. He's only served one term. So there's a whole bunch of changes. Again, it's not happening to her, but it happens around her, and then it affects her. And so you have a bunch of stuff. Well, this everybody is going through that right now. Us and everybody else, because it's like we were standing there, blue wave, blah blah blah, and then they just yanked the rug out from under us, and then because again, these changes are not happening to us, but it happens around us and it affects us. Therefore, it happens to us too. But there's a complete change in perspective. This, however, being in House Moon, it leaves a lot of questions unanswered and a lot of uncertainty. But it starts with disaster. So these disastrous changes sort of overwhelm and change the perspective. This happened at the wrong time. All of this, if you ask me, this is not what the reading says. If you ask me, it happened at the wrong time. But all of these, because this, mind you, the tower happens at the wrong time. Because you built a foundation on sand and it crumbled. Because let's face it, okay, let's back up. This isn't the reading talking, this is what I'm saying. Joe Biden wanted to be a one-term president. He said he was running for his son, running to save the country, blah, blah, blah. He only wanted one term. That's what he said a long time ago. He was running again because Trump ran again. He should not have ran again. He should have just been the one term and then built up Kamala like they were doing, and then put her into place if that's the one you believed in. And then all this other crap happened, which was predestined. Again, I think this is all written in the stars. This is how it's supposed to be. To us, it's a shock. Because tarot cards and astrology are not sciences. They have holes in them. And people believe the chart tells everything. It tells a lot of things, but not everything. Because, again, there are 12 houses, 12 zodiacs, but there are 13 constellations in the sky. Pluto is a planet when it comes to astrology, but not to science. Mind you, there might be a ninth planet out there. They said something is pulling at the last planet in the solar system. They just can't find it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is still being discovered. And so this is not a science, but it is close to accurate, as you need it to be to make informed decisions. So it is written somewhere, some way, somehow, that all of this is not for nothing. It was supposed to happen this way. It's a shock to us because we didn't see it, but it's out there somewhere, I guarantee you. So the shock causes the major changes. They're a bit overwhelming, and they change the perspective of everything. Literally everything. So this is what we're living through now. is this line right there. The tower, the death, the strength, the hangman. Not to mention self-sacrifice. Joe Biden stepping aside for the greater good. Not to mention he was manipulated too. The Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Justice. This is going to be a very strong, this is a strong line for her. Because this is where you start to see, well, we're seeing it already, the A-listers, the big donors, the congressional bigwigs. Nancy Pelosi has now endorsed Kamala Harris. I have never been a fan of Nancy Pelosi, and I'm still not. But she has now endorsed Kamala Harris. And so, as I said, they're putting her in place. This is a very strong line because all of the support that she needs is now coming out. The Magician, skill, power, talent, these are all your celebrities. These are all your bigwigs. These are the people that you work with, so these are all your congressional peoples. This is your money, so these are all your donors. This is the justice, and so this is the everybody being on the same page or the same level because of fairness. Trying to be fair, trying to be balanced, not fair, trying to be balanced because you have a task to perform. Because judgment is in-house justice, so you need a resurrection. You need to bring this back to life. The changes happen. A lot of death happened there. A lot of endings, a lot of loss as well when it came to this upheaval because you just pulled the rug out from under people. And a lot of people at his rallies chanted at him, "Don't you quit." You have to now win those people. So it's almost like you're starting over with 4 months to go. Lord have mercy. This is supposed to be Republican drama, not. Okay, Devil, the Fool, the Empress, the Temperance. There's a lot of alienated people that they will mend fences with. This is not on the Democratic side, though. This is on the Republican side. There's some alienated people there, so maybe you can get the Nikki Haley voters because they were betrayed by her. You may also be able to get some people who are turned off by the racism. Because, is her name Usha? Usha? How do you pronounce her name? I don't know. But the wife of J.D. Vance is not white. And there's some chatter. And this is the Fool, so there's your Trump. And then the Devil, there's some racism around there. And there's some sexism as well. And that's where you mend the fence. That's where you get your independence from, is women and people who are turned off by racism and religious dogma, because Devil is in-house Hierophant. So she may also be able to get the religious people who are defecting from the GOP. So the racism, the religion, the women votes, because the women vote is in-house Devil. That's abuse. So the women who have been abused, or I'm going to call it abuse, so you see what it, like the Roe v. Wade and all that. So this whole thing here, those are the people you need to mend fences with. The Democratic line, this here, shows that they will eventually come back to your side. They're alienated here. They will eventually come back here. These are the people that you need to talk to over there. Joe Biden in House World. So here's the thing. If I were this manipulative body up here, I would have him put out a message every week. Do not go traveling. Again, I said that the last time in your read. Don't go traveling around. That's how you got COVID. He needs to put out a message every week. Not about unity, but about what's going to happen going forward. Because Joe Biden wanted to put a rent cap in place. to where you can't raise the rents more than 5% if you have over 80 units or something like that, and you will lose your some sort of tax write-off or tax loophole or something like that. He wanted to propose Supreme Court term limits and ethics codes. So there's some stuff he still wants to do. Mind you, he's still president. Okay, so it's not like this is over already. But he has a lot of plans, and he needs to reassure people that what we have started will continue. Get behind her. For whatever reason, she's coming up as justice. So get behind her. That's what he needs to put forward. He's in House World. World is in House Lovers. Lovers is in House Temperance. Temperance is in House Judgment. Judgment is in House Justice. Justice is in House Sun. So just right there, Emperor in House World. And World in House Lovers means he needs to talk to Democrats. Those are the people he has to try to win back. Because they chanted at you, don't quit, and then they feel as though the Democrats manipulated the crap out of you and made you quit. So you have to control that message. You have to mend that fence. That's going to be on him. Well, it needs to be. It doesn't have to be, but it should be. Because he's going to be the one to be able to clean that message up. Now, mind you, I personally believe that if he cleans the message up, it's still a lie. Because he's going to have to come out and say that they didn't manipulate me, that this is what's best for blah, 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 blah. No, we saw what they did. We got eyes. But he still needs to put forth that message of this was his decision and he's trying to do what's best for the country and blah, blah, blah. He needs the unity message, even though I think it's kind of a farce. But he has to put forth the unity message. And here in House Lovers, Lovers is in House Temperance. Again, mending the fence. So he has to talk to the Democrats, people on your side, and mend the fence. Lovers is in House Temperance. Temperance is, again, mending the fence. Temperance is in House Judgment. Judgment is in House Justice. So there needs to be a repairing of the image of Kamala Harris. Because if she has that Hillary appeal, you need to try to take that away as much as you can. She is in House Sun, which means she has a whole lot of success coming her way. Sun is in House Fool. Fool is in House Wheel of Fortune. So she's fated for whatever. If she gets the presidency, it was fated. This is a lot of good luck her way too. Success and good luck. Fool is in House Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is in House Hermit. So there's your isolation and your searching. It's in House High Priestess, which means this is an agenda of some sort. There's just too much going on in a short amount of time. There's more there. I'm tired of looking at it. It's like this drains your brain power. Still got like 5 more readings to do. So we're going to do this one now. Oh, and by the way, if you out there, tarot card readers of the world, if you are having issues with your cards sticking together because of humidity or dirt or whatever the case may be, get you one of these things. Get you a charging plate, or even get you just one of these. The selenite is what it is. I conducted an experiment because, you know, people have all this, crystals do that, and this crystal does that, and it's all intuition. You don't know none of that stuff for a fact, right? But if you test it out. Question everything, first of all. You know, that's my motto. Question everything. So these were all nasty and sticky, and because it's humid in this room, because it's 90,000 degrees outside. And I put them in here, and now they're fluffy, like literally fluffy. They feel fluffy. And so get you a charging plate or get you a selenite stick or something and put them in there and leave it for a day. And they sort of come back to life, if you will. Because selenite is supposed to be a cleansing stone and it doesn't need to be cleansed. And so it's like the perfect stone to have if you have stuff that you want to clean. And so I have conducted the experiment, and I have 2 decks, and they both feel fluffy. Like they feel like new cards. So get you a selenite. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Kamala Harris, how will you do at the convention? This is just so snake in the grassy. I swear we will survive. You get her in there, that's all you need to do. Remember, she has spirit angels, guides, and ancestors too. So all you need to do is put her in place, and then something shall activate. Don't ask me how I know, I just do. The 8 of Cups. How will you do? There is the abandonment of the old and temperance, mending, defense. The Knight of Swords, very fast. Knight of Wands. Oh, this is a good combination. So they're kind of opposite in a way. Even though both their horses seem to be in motion, this is out of control. This is the card that came out first. This is seizing control of something that was formerly out of control. Because he is pulling back on the reins of the horse because he is gaining control of it. This one shot out the door on the word go. So there is some seizing of control. Just breathe. I don't know how, but get her in there is all I'm saying. And something changes. She's got guides too. She's got angels too. She's got ancestors too. The spirit walks with her too. Just put her in there. That's all I'm saying. 2 of Cups, it fell out earlier with the 7 of Cups. So there is the balancing act. They just have to keep this is balanced too. We just got to keep it balanced for the next however many months. 2 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. She didn't want it this way, but I mean, it is what it is. That is the card that literally says it is what it is. That needs to be our mentality too, because we have to go forward. Again, be angry, because you've seen the tableau. This is gross and manipulative, but it's where we are. We got one task. This is not all about Donald Trump. It ain't all about Joe Biden either. Supreme Court, Eileen Cannon, those 2 things alone should give you motivation. Get this woman in there. They appointed Eileen Cannon. We never should have had her because we never should have had Trump. But what's done is done. It is what it is. 6 of Wands. So there's the person at the center of attention, the victory. Solution shall emerge. They will be on her side. I think she gets it. Page of Pentacles and the Happy Family. That's my Democrat card. So she will do fine at the convention. Now, I'm going to do the crystal ball. Okay, well, look what's on the bottom. Wheel of Fortune, God of Luck. Okay. Do you remember? This was like 50,000 years ago. we did these readings and asked the question, who will be president? This is when I think they were all still running. I got the Queen of Swords then. Somebody else did too. And then, no, she wasn't the president. She was the vice president. I think you asked Tarot, seen her as the vice president too. And so she would come up. It would be Kamala Harris. And so, I don't know. I just think all this is it's pre-written. This is supposed to happen. So, like, it doesn't affect me emotionally because I just feel like this is part of the script. This is part of the bigger story. Like, this is the way it was written. Anyway, crystal ball. Who wins, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Vice President Kamala Harris. Who wins? Six of Cups. There's the leader, Emperor, Seven of Wands, King of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Tower. That's a moon. It's still up for grabs with the moon. This doesn't bode well for the King of Swords, I will say. There's nostalgia, so that would be the person who was there previously. Leadership, King of Swords, but it's an upheaval of sorts. So some disaster strikes there. So let me ask it this way. Who will be sworn in as President of the United States in 2025? Who will be sworn in? And whatever it says, okay? Who will be sworn in as President of the United States in 2025? Let's see. Well, on the bottom, well, she's not in the reading then, if she's on the bottom. There's Kamala Harris there. The Nine of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. I hate to keep saying it, but it's pre-written. It just is, okay? It just is. Whatever's supposed to happen is supposed to happen. Ten of Wands, there's Burden. Eight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, the World card, and Six of Cups. We're out with nostalgia. So whatever was done in the past, whoever that is that came back again, there's out. This does not mean he doesn't win. This means he doesn't make it. I think he will, mind you. It's hard to kill on right now, remember, keep that in mind. But it doesn't look good for him. She's on the bottom, so she's like the overarching message. It's almost as if it's telling me she's faded, and here's what you really should be looking at. Okay, well then let's look at it. Good. How long is this video? 9 years? Okay, let's go 9 more. Donald Trump's chances at winning the presidency of the United States are being sworn in as president in 2025. What are his chances at being sworn in 2025? What was that? There's King of Cups. It's Joe Biden. He still comes up, mind you, when I ask about this. So that's an interesting thing, too. What are Donald Trump's chances at being sworn in as president in 2025? High Priestess flies out. What's that? 9 of Cups? I think it was. Yep, 9 of Cups. It's a wish. It's what he wants, of course. Let's just do 6. There's the work. 9 of swords. 8 of swords. Not very good. He's limited and bound when it comes to work. It's what he wants is what he wishes. But not very good chances. Unless he cheats and manipulates, which of course they're going to do anyway. We know that part. But okay, well, let's be fair. What are the chances that Vice President Kamala Harris will be sworn in as President of the United States in 2025? What are the chances that Vice President Kamala Harris will be sworn in as President in 2025? Okay, well, it didn't. It flipped up, but it didn't fly out, so we'll put it back. What are the chances? There's Joe Biden again. Okay. 6 of Pentacles and the Temperance. Better if there's votes. Yeah, still the decision to be made, so her chances are better, but it's still up in the air because you need to mend the fences. There's that still. All that manipulation. So we'll see. I'm going to ask one more time. I'm going to ask it this way, though. Will Donald Trump be on the ballot for President of the United States this year? He's already got the nomination. But as we've already seen, that don't mean nothing. He's still rallying, so I think he will. Yes. Will he be on the ballot? I think so. Yes. So, once the president is sworn in, I'll do just one card since I won't belabor the point. Once the president is sworn in 2025, how will Donald feel? How will Vice President Kamala feel? And how will President Joe Biden feel? And then maybe how will we feel? One card for each. Donald Trump. Ace of Wands, new action. Kamala Harris, completion, victory, big picture. Joe Biden, a new leader. King of Wands, and us, Lover's card. So an appeal. There is some sort of recount, or I don't know. But there is a new action for Donald. There is victory, completion. This is also where your Wheel of Fortune goes to, lessons, and then lessons learned. So, and then for Joe Biden, the King of Wands for me indicates new leadership, and then we will feel unified. Lover's card. What about the allies? How will the allies feel? 4 of Swords. And peace at rest. Okay. Well, we shall see.